into college composition. Today we want to go over another mechanical issue, a comma issue, which we've talked about before, and figure out how to target this mistake and get it out of our writing. It's a common mistake I see with students from freshmen on up to people's dissertations when they write them. I've even seen this mistake in textbooks that have been printed. So it's not a mistake that only you have or an issue that you have. This is one that everybody has, and that's why we've chosen to do a session on it. And this comma issue is when you have to put a comma to separate two independent clauses. The rule states two independent clauses separated by a coordinating conjunction requires a comma. The problem with this, and what we all learned in grammar school when they fed us that definition, is what is an independent clause and what is a coordinating conjunction. So you really have to understand those two things in order to do it. And as you know, in sessions previously, we have broken things down to the most simple form possible. So let's do that. An independent clause is no more than a complete sentence. That's all it is. So whenever you slam two complete sentences together with a coordinating conjunction, you need a comma. Well, what are the coordinating conjunctions? Well, let me tell you that 9 times out of 10, the coordinating conjunctions you're going to be using in your writing are and, or, but. There are more that over here, we'll look at those in a minute, but they're just and, or, and but. So if you take two complete sentences and you put them together with and, or, and but, you need a comma. If you don't have two complete sentences and then there's and, or, and but there, you don't need a comma. Well, then you have to know what is a complete sentence. And the only thing you need to have a complete sentence is a subject and a verb. He ran is a complete sentence. That's all you have to have is a subject and a verb. So let's look at an example that I have up here on the board. If you can see, I have the boy walked to the store and bought a Coke. Well, let's find our coordinating conjunction. We said that most of the time it would be and or but. Here's the and. You see I have it circled in green. Let's see if we got a complete sentence on both sides. The boy walked to the store. Is that a complete sentence? Yes, we have a subject and a verb. Bought a Coke. Is that a complete sentence? No, we don't have a subject and a verb. How do I know I don't have a subject and a verb? Well, you always look to find a subject by asking what happened. Bought a Coke. What happened? Someone or something bought. Who? You don't know. So this isn't a complete sentence. So let's go to the next example. The boy walked to the store and he bought a Coke. Well, we still have, you see, we have the and, our coordinating conjunction circled in green here. And we need to see the boy walked to the store. We already said that that's a complete sentence. And he bought a Coke. He bought a Coke is a complete sentence. So it requires a comma right here. And it will go before the coordinating conjunction. So let's just repeat this one more time. Here's my and in the sentence. I look on both sides. The boy walked to the store. Complete sentence. Bought a Coke, not a complete sentence, no comma. The boy walked to the store, complete sentence. He bought a Coke, complete sentence. I do need the comma. Now, those other coordinating conjunctions that we talked about are listed over here. And an acronym you can remember so that you can have all of these in your memory when you're proofreading your paper is FANBOYS. That's the acronym. And the coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. However, I promise you that 9 times out of 10, and, or, and but are going to be the coordinating conjunctions that you're using. So let's talk about how we target this in a paper and get it out. Very efficiently, very quickly, and by targeting it this way, it's going to go away. You'll start putting the commas in even in your free writing where they go. If I was to look at this problem logically, I need to find coordinating conjunctions and see if I have independent clauses on both sides. What would be the first thing I'd look for? Well, you want to look for those coordinating conjunctions. And I just told you that and, or, but are the ones that are most commonly used. So all I do is I skim through my paper. And when I find an and, I stop. Is there a complete sentence on both sides? If not, move on. If there is, comma, go to the next. You're not looking at anything else to do with that sentence. You don't worry about if words are spelled right at that. You don't worry about other comma issues. It's just targeting that one issue at a time. So you skim through and, or, but. Well, I got an and right here. The boy walked to the store, complete sentence. He bought a Coke, complete sentence. I put my comma in. I promise you that if you take the time to go through 2 papers doing it this way, that mistake will go away in your writing. You'll start to add them in. But I also promise you, if you do not take the time to go through in this way to do it, you'll be making that mistake 10 years from now, even when you're writing, at your job or some letter that you're writing or email. So it's very important to take the time to do this. Let's go ahead and repeat. Two independent clauses separated by a coordinating conjunction require a comma. We're through that definition away. Whenever we slam two sentences together with a coordinating conjunction, most of the time and or a but we can use either of the coordinating conjunctions found in fanboys. When we do have to, we put a comma. When we don't, we don't. It's that simple. I mean, think about how easy this is. In Word, you can just tell it to find all the and/ors and buts, and very quickly, it usually takes about 2 minutes to go through a 2 to 3 page paper just skimming this way. A common mistake that people make, especially beginning writers, they think that they can holistically read their paper and find all their mistakes. It's not going to happen. You can't do 50 things and think about 50 things at the same time. That's why we want to figure out what your weaknesses are, and you've probably already done that with your pretest and your teacher. If not, you probably know where your weaknesses are. I can guarantee commas with independent clauses and coordinating conjunctions is one of those weaknesses. And once you figure those out, you target them and they will go away.